Country music singer Jessie James Decker is blasting United Airlines after a flight attendant apparently made her pregnant sister clean up some popcorn off the floor after one of her children, a 2-year-old, had spilled the popcorn on the floor. So a few more details about this. Sydney Ray Bass was traveling with her 2 daughters, Blair, who's 2, and Brooklyn Ray, who's 5. She's also 22 weeks pregnant herself. Her 2-year-old on the flight spilled the popcorn, and at that point, a flight attendant from United apparently approached Sydney and asked her to clean up the mess, saying that it's a safety hazard. The safety hazard part is a bit much, but I don't personally begrudge the flight attendant for asking for the cleanup to happen. Now, James, upset with the whole incident, lamented on a now expired Instagram story, and she wrote this. My sister just texted me from her flight on United. As you know, she's 5 months pregnant, high risk, and also traveling alone with her 2 small children. Blair accidentally spilled some popcorn in the aisle, and the flight attendant came up to Sydney with a trash bag and a wet wipe, telling her the captain wants Sid to clean up every drop. My poor sister is on her hands and knees, crying in the aisle, completely humiliated and exhausted with her children while everyone else watched. Way to go, United. She also had her sister on as part of the Instagram story where the two discussed the incident, so more on that. Decker asked Sydney, who gave the girls popcorn, United did, she responded, if popcorn is a hazard, why are they giving it on planes? Y'all, this is just, she trailed off, referencing the fact that the flight attendant told Sydney the popcorn being left on the ground while would present a safety hazard. Sydney's husband got involved. He's a baseball player named Anthony Bass, and he also got backlash for tweeting this. He says the flight attendant at United made my 22-week pregnant wife traveling with her with a 5-year-old and 2-year-old get on her hands and knees to pick up the popcorn mess by my youngest daughter. Are you kidding me? These people know that some women continue working until literally the day they're about to deliver, right? Like who do you expect to clean up the mess that your 2-year-old made?
Yeah, so that's the main essence of the story. So let's all acknowledge that if the United flight attendant said that it was a safety hazard, that's absurd.
Yeah,
of course, it's not a safety hazard. But outside of that, they're wrong about everything, okay? And United is right. And so look, first of all, picking up popcorn from the floor that your kid spilled is not humiliating. Why is that humiliating? That's just called normal parenting. Every time we pick up after our kids, we're all humiliated. Oh, well, you do it in public. So what? I had to pick up after my kids in public 1 billion times.
Can I just say, I would be humiliated if I were the type of person who watched my kids make a mess and expected the United flight attendants or the cleanup crew to clean up that mess.
100%. And look, I don't know why they did it, but I'm glad they did it, asking them to clean up the popcorn. Because look, if you're a parent, that's a learning experience. You should get the 5-year-old to clean up the popcorn, okay? And presumably, but look, let's say for some reason your 5-year-old can't, and they say, the 2-year-old did it, I'm not gonna clean up her mess. It happens, I know, right? But somebody's gotta pick up the popcorn. So you're saying to the flight attendant, why don't you, because you think it's humiliating, why don't you humiliate yourself instead of me?
That's right.
But wait a minute, it's not her kid, it's your kid. Like, you're not teaching your kids any good lessons if you make other people clean up their mess.
Yes. No, but yes. Look, I'm not the kind of person who goes around judging other people's parenting, but I'm gonna judge other people's parenting right now. Like the coddling of kids who act, I get it, it's a 2-year-old, so it's a little different, right? But you have to teach kids early that they make a mess, they need to clean it up, right? So whether it's helping the 2-year-old clean, whether it's having a talk with the 2-year-old, hey, when we make a mess, we clean it up. It's not someone else's responsibility to do it. This whole argument here communicates to the kids, both the 2-year-old and the 5-year-old, you make a mess, you demand other people clean it up.
Yeah, and so here, I'll give you examples from my life. So when my kids make a mess, I tell them, and I've said this from when they were early on, guys, somebody's got to pick that up. So if you say that someone else should do it because you don't do it, you're being incredibly rude to that other person because they didn't cause that mess. And you're saying, I'm more important than you are. I'm just gonna throw something on the ground and make you clean up my mess. Don't be that rude. You don't wanna be a mean person. You wanna be a nice person, right? And that, by the way, also applies to your parents. If you leave stuff around and you expect us to pick it up, you're saying, you're not as important as I am. I wanna go play video games, and even after a hard day at work, my mom should go clean up my mess. Look, nobody's perfect parents, and it's easy to lecture, etc.
I just don't like the entitlement, Cenk. Like that's the thing that stands out to me here, right? Like everyone else owes them something. And also, if this is really a high risk pregnancy at 5 months, I don't know, if I were high risk, I don't know if I'd be flying, right? So I'm not even buying that line at all from her sister.
And I don't know if she's showing, like they're saying it as if she's like 9 months pregnant and the flight attendant's like, on your knees, right?
Yeah.
No, she's 5 months pregnant, she might not even be showing. And then they're like, can you believe she did this to a pregnant person? Well, I mean, how many weeks, right? The point being, I don't know that the flight attendant even knew that.
Right.
Now, which you're now using as some sort of emotional blackmail for us to try to feel bad for you. Clean up your own mess. It's not too much to ask for. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR, so those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.